Hello everyone, this is Kevin Alexander with AltaVista Technology. Whether you're a veteran or new to Dynamics 365 customer engagement applications, a lot of time goes into querying data. I'm going to show you a few tricks so that you can get the data you need in the most efficient way possible and avoid those frustrations. So let's go take a look. Let's first look at the ways that we can search for data inside of the Dynamics 365 customer engagement application. I'm going to go ahead and use accounts for our example here. So the first way is just using the lists that are available within inside of Dynamics. So if I select the chevron here, I can see all of the views that are available to me. So right now we're on my active contacts, but we could go to all active contacts. So this is the first and most basic way. The other is you could use the alphabet filtering here at the bottom. I like to call this the Rolodex. So if I was looking for names that began with S, maybe I was looking for Susan, I could select S, and I would be given that list of names. I can see here Susan Burke was who I happened to be searching for. The other way to search is we could search by any of the columns or values in the columns here, much like we do in Excel. Selecting the down chevron here, we'll use filter by. We'll just type in Susan's name, so Susan Burke, and apply that. This will take us to Susan's contact record. The other way to look here inside is to use what they call quick search. So let's clear this quickly here. And up here, the right column, we can use quick find. So if I was looking for Susan, I could type in Susan's name again. And this would return a couple contacts we have named Susan Burke. Other ways that we can search in here is we can also use wildcarding. So as an example, let's go ahead and clear our search. Maybe I don't know either the first or last name. And so this is, in this case, let's just say I forgot that Susan's first name and I knew the last name was Burke. We could do an asterisk here and I could type in Burke and we could just come up here then and do a search for that. This will return everything that ends with Burke, so we kind of wildcarded the front of it. If I knew that it was, or if I knew that it was Susan, but didn't happen to know Susan's last name, we could put that wildcard at the end and do our search there and come up with some additional names here as well that we were searching for. Now, the search criteria here can be changed in the system view, and so you can search on any data that's in the view or actually on that contact record itself. So if you wanted to search by phone number, perhaps, or any other attribute of that contact, that could be included in the quick search view for a contact. So not just names, but other attributes of that contact as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll clear the quick search. And then the last and perhaps maybe the most powerful way to search for names is using what they call relevance search. And this is kind of a global search through the application. And I can do a, kind of a Boolean search up here. So if I happen to type for Susan as an example, it started to show me everything that had Susan in the name. And I'm just going to down here show more results. And here we go in a quick search, and there I can see some more information for contacts with Susan and other records, right, that contain Susan in the name. Now, relevant search allows us to do like Boolean searches as well. So I could type in multiple pieces of information to help me with the search, and I don't need to use those wildcards that we had seen earlier with the quick search on the record itself. So I might know that I'm looking for Susan, and maybe I don't remember her last name, but I know the company she works for has travel in the name. So we'll go ahead and do a search there. And now we found Susan Burke, and she works for Margie's Travel. So really powerful ways to be able to search for information inside of Dynamics. And you can see up here at the top, it's also giving me some other indicators that maybe you might want to look at some of these other records that contained some of this criteria. So if I clicked on opportunities here, for example, it would show me some others that might match for the name. So this was the top result. Now, a little more about that search over here on the right. You could filter down the result set. So you can imagine sometimes even with a search this specific, you have a lot of results and you like to filter that down. So maybe I knew that those were specific to myself as an example. Or I'd like to kind of modify them by date here so I can sort those and filter by date as well. So now we've looked at some of the ways we can search for data. Having complete data, makes our searches more accurate and complete. Well, we'll go back to our list of contacts. And I'm going to go ahead and I want to build a view now because it's important. If I have a contact information that perhaps is missing an email or phone number, I want to know that. And that's data that we might need to address. So this kind of goes into the completeness of our data. So we're going to go ahead and build a view quickly for ourselves. So we're going to come up to the advanced find so that the advanced find is open. Now we'll go full screen here. So I'd like to have a view that shows me where I'm missing, as an example, emails and phone numbers. So we can go and create our own modify our view quickly here and save it for ourselves. So we'll go to details and we'll add those couple of pieces of information in here. Let's look for business phone. I believe that was on our list. We'll look for business phone, and where business phone does not contain data, and also email, take the email address, and where email does not contain data. Now, if we do a search here, these are both and. So in this case, the contact would need not to have both a business phone and email. So if we run this, um, we have this very short list. But this isn't really the complete list. So let's go back to advanced find. What we want to add here is that we want to see any contact that doesn't have a business phone or an email. So we can come over here and select the row, and we'll select this row. And then up here, we want to group these together, and we'll use an OR. So now it's going to look for any contact that meets this criteria, and we'll go ahead and search down, and we get a much longer list. So coming back here, we're going to go save our list. We've made a brand new view. We're going to do save as, and active contacts, missing phone or email. So this is going to be our personal view. And we'll go ahead and save and close that off. And let's close the advanced find there. Now that added that new view for us. So if we come under our view list here and do the chevron, we see that active contacts missing phone or email. So now I've got this list of contacts that we need to address, and actually can come through here now and start cleaning up our contact list. Now there are several ways that we can, or methods I should say, that we can use to clean up our data. So we've already got this view, very basic way of being able to clean up records. If I use if I start in here and I start on the first record and I open this record up, I don't want to have to keep going back to the list, right, to keep doing my cleanup. So you can use the open records set here to the left, and here is the list of all of those individuals that are missing their email address or phone number. So I can kind of work my way down this list if I like and start supplying that information. So if we took Adrian McMillan here as an example, here we'll just supply a business phone number here. And we'll just say 222-333-444, right? And add that to the list to her record. And let's go ahead and save her record. With that piece of information now added, you know, her record drops off of our list. So I can continue to work the record this way. The other way, another method is to use the editable grid. So coming back to our main view here, let's go back here. We'll look at our main view. So we can use for editing editable grid as well. So for these contacts, this is per entity, you can enable this. I'm going to go over here to show as, and I'm going to select editable grid. And now notice that I can just type into any or select a field, right? And I can provide a value right here. So I could just add a fry, oops, at treyresearch.com. And so now I'm able to come here and do my editing right here, right within the grid itself. A couple other methods. If you like Excel and you like doing your work in Excel, we can take these records in Excel and edit these online. So if I do this export to Excel up here, we'll open in Excel Online. This is useful for other things like ad hoc reporting. But for these values, I could come in here as well and now start adding, editing phone numbers and such right here online. So if I was going to take, Amy G at, I'll just abbreviate this SVE.com. I don't want to type the whole thing out there. And I can start adding values here. And then when you're ready, you just click Save down here. And we go ahead and we can cancel, so I don't need to look at this in action, but this will update the records back. It'll take a moment as it submits those records, changes back into the Dynamics application. But we'll see Amy Gonzalez fall right off this list here. Yep. And so we see Amy fall off the list. So you can do editing that way. You could also, if you'd like to use just the export to Excel, you could do that as well. And then I'll leave you with one last method, and that's you could also create a data quality dashboard that you use to monitor your records for completeness of information. And I've created a quick one here, based on our contacts. So we'll go to dashboards. This is it's very straightforward. Contact data quality dashboard. And this now is showing me by record owner the contacts that are missing either an email or a phone. And here's that same list below. And so we could take this chart, right, and we could expand that into the view itself. If I was David, I could just select my records here and now use any of those methods we discussed earlier to go about completing the email and phone numbers for the records that belong to me. And once I was complete with those, right, my name would fall off the list here. So those are a few of the ways that we could search for records, that we can methods for cleaning up records and viewing data quality. And then you could go a step further with this as well. We won't get into this in this video, but an example, if I came here, we'll select Susan's record since we've been talking about Susan. There are a lot of fields, right, on the form that maybe are not really necessary for our organization. So removing those fields uh, from the form is important. And then we can also apply business rules. So you can see up here, this field with the red asterisk, right, is required. So we can build rules in the system for fields that are required, and we also can build rules that help guide us through that process. So as we start to put a contact in, at first, maybe we only have a name and maybe we have a phone number and email, but as we move through the process of having them be a contact that's meaningful to our organization, we may want more data filled in, and we can build rules in Dynamics to make sure that the users are guided through that process. So I hope you found this video useful. We'll see you again with another Dynamics 365 video in the near future. In the meantime, please contact us if you'd like to learn more. If you like the video, please hit that thumbs up. And if it's your first time with us, click that subscribe button to stay current on all our content. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.